Alright, Pisces. You know, it wouldn't be a Pisces full moon if you weren't having the tower show up right in your near future. I'm going to try to deliver this as peacefully as possible. Actually, I don't think it's that bad. I think this is something that could have been long overdue. Let's break it down. Pisces, sun, moon, rising, or any placement in your chart that Pisces resonates with you. You could also be dealing with a Pisces. You or someone that you're involved with, there's something going on where, you could have gotten some sort of wish fulfillment at some point. There could also be something significant that happened back in February. For others of you, this happened a longer time ago than just this year. There could have been a relationship that, when it worked, right? And it feels like, it could be that you even if this is something where you had a breakup at some point, maybe you would break up and then make up, if that's something that happened between you and somebody. This might be your story. It feels like, you could have also felt like you wasted time, energy, tears on this person. Maybe you met them when they were younger. There could have also just been something where, um, if they weren't younger, maybe they started off as a friend. Maybe they also didn't make as much as you or as much as you would have liked or something like that. I feel like, uh, I mean, right now, your current energy is somebody walking away, whether this is mutual. I feel like maybe it's you. There's something where, if it's not a person, there's something that you are walking away from. You have multiple cards indicating that you're moving on from a situation. It could be somebody that you share a home with. Maybe it's otherwise an otherwise peaceful home. It's something that I feel like you intuitively know that you're meant to move on from, and maybe you've known for a while, but again, maybe if you have a child together, that could have kept you together. Um, you also might be moving on from somebody that you felt was more of a more childish energy or a more immature, um, like, I don't know, relationship of some sort towards somebody that you feel like is going to bring more stability. You might feel like there's somebody that makes more sense for the long term plan. And you might be going towards that person. It feels like there could be somebody else that you have a stronger connection with that I feel like you're meant to move towards. This might not be everybody's story, by the way. Sometimes people will comment and be wrong, and it's maybe it's not, maybe you're not the Pisces that this is for. Don't make it fit if it's not for you. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you have other parts of your chart that are more prominent. Sometimes you can have one, your sun sign could be in Pisces, and it's one of the least dominant signs in your chart. Sometimes the degrees or whatever are not as strong as some of your other planets. Sometimes you can have one planet, you can have a sun sign in Pisces and then 10 other planets in Aries. You can't always just go by your sun sign. So, and also you have to think about, I want to say the most recent comment I got that was something really good is about to happen for you. They were wrong, or in the process of happening. It's you also have to think about not just your planets, but your own personal karma and where you're at with that. That aside, I mean, aside from trying to take a good look at yourself, which you are coming in the upright over here, I feel like you're on your way towards some sort of new beginning, maybe as someone who will technically be single, whether it's like you're moving on from a marriage and you're going to be dating again. I do see some sort of interest in like a man that seems more your type or your speed, or like somebody that makes more sense to you. You're definitely going to be more physically attracted to whoever you're about to move on to if you move on to somebody right away. But I also see something, I feel like, um, I feel like what is about to happen is that you're about to move on from something that hasn't made sense for a while, and then, like, once you allow yourself to do that and you give yourself permission to, like, finally do that, you're gonna realize that you're also allowed to blow up any other part of your life that doesn't make sense anymore either. Because there is something that hasn't been working for a while, and it feels like a cycle you haven't been able to get out of, and you kind of have, you keep going back to it, and you've done it for a long time, and you've known that it has not worked for a long time. And this doesn't just have to be a relationship, because this part is coming up, right? This is like, this could be a job, this could be a group of friends, this could be coworkers that you no longer align with. There's something where I feel like you're going to have more success without whatever this is than had you stayed. Um, and it could be a totally separate thing from what you're moving on from currently, or it could just be an extension of that thing. Like, for example, if you are moving on from a person, maybe you're also like, I don't need to like stay friends with all of our mutual friends. Like, I'll just like go off and like keep my circle small, something like that. Or like, because there is, the tower doesn't always have to be a bad thing either, right? Like, it could just be like um, a lot of things changing at once. Sometimes it could be like an actual move. It could also be just like something unexpected that's coming that would be shocking to people, right? And like it's being clarified off camera by Nine of Pentacles upright, which could be like maybe the shock is that you're gonna be perfectly fine on your own as like a single independent woman who's like just dating and like not settled down anymore. Again, if it's not your story, don't take it. I'm not trying to force this to be your story. But it's somebody's story, and it might be something somebody needed to hear. It does feel like you are meant to have some kind of happiness, and you may have been blocking your own happiness for a while by trying to make something work that just hasn't been working. And like, sometimes when you're so deep into something, you can't allow yourself to see past it and what would be on the outside of it, because you're too laser focused in what you're in. And like, to the point of it not even being a completely accurate perception. Like, almost like it, which would be very Piscean of you if you were seeing it through a fish-eyed lens, right? Like, there's something distorted about it that you're not seeing entirely accurate. That if you were able to back up a little bit from it, like once you see it from a little bit farther away, you're gonna like, especially once you've moved on to a new relationship, you know how it is. We're like, oh, I don't even resonate with that version of myself anymore. Like, I can't even imagine like crying over that person anymore, or whatever it is that you feel like this might be. And I do feel like you are currently in the process of accepting something. Like, I don't think that you're, like, I don't think this is something that you're. Alright, well, it cut me off and I was talking for a while, so maybe you're not totally accepting of it after all. But what I was gonna say is, I don't think this is something that you're, like, kicking and screaming about. I feel like I had a much more profound take on it, like, 25 fucking minutes ago when I originally tried to deliver this. But essentially, I think that you're going to be able to see this through a much more clear vision and not the distorted fish-eyed Piscean lens. And I feel like you're reaching a point of evolution where you're going to be able to accept something for what it is, and the thing that made you break down a couple of years ago is not going to be like having such a strong hold over you anymore, which I feel like might be the shocking thing that is coming up, where people are going to be shocked by what a mature version of you comes into play. Um, I don't think that this is something that you're not expecting. I feel like you're anticipating it. You're probably like willingly wanting to move on from this. And if you're not now, it will happen. Like, this is something where you're maybe, I feel like you're about to, again, I don't know where it cut off entirely, but I do see you ending up with somebody you're more sexually compatible with, somebody that's more attracted to you and attractive to you, and also Queen of Cups is at the bottom of the deck upright, which is like you're going to be much more emotionally fulfilled at the end. I was going to wait to do Pisces till tomorrow because that's when the Pisces full moon is, but when I asked like who are we doing next, Queen of Cups flew out, which could be a Pisces, and I was like, I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but I guess you needed this message a little sooner, and that's, anytime a full moon comes in your sign, you tend to feel it the hardest, right? It's like whoever gets the full moon, for better or for worse, it'll bring light to situations that sign is involved in, and then also, you know, Pisces can be kind of our blind spot sometimes. It could be like it could be where we're not looking, it's a very daydreamy energy, and so it can sort of cast a light on um, the good and the bad of that energy, right? I do think that you are gonna have some pretty pivotal growth. This is gonna be a pretty big time of growth for you coming up. I feel like you're transforming into a new version of yourself, and I feel like you're definitely going to be a lot more self-reliant in a way that I feel like people don't expect. Like, it feels like you might have people that assume you're gonna cave and like not know how to handle anything, and I feel like one of the other shocking things is that you're gonna be like just fine, and it might even shock you. Like, you might also be like, oh, I thought I was gonna be a mess, and you're literally gonna be fine. um and again, it does feel like this was meant to happen, and I feel like you have sensed this for a while, and it feels like I feel like if you're not at peace with it now, you're about to be. Like, I feel like if it's scary in this moment, and also, again, I can't stress enough, if it's not your story, don't take it. If it's not happening to you, if you feel like this is not right, then you're not the person you're talking to. I'm sorry that you're still here. But if you do feel like this is like maybe your story, maybe it resonates, I do feel like the further away from this situation you get, again, I don't know how far into the analogy I got the first time with this. It cut me off at some point, but um, you could have been seeing something through like the fisheye lens, right? Like it's like distorted. You're not seeing it clearly, and as soon as you get farther away, I do feel like you're gonna be able to see it more clearly, and with a better understanding of whatever this is. And I do see you ultimately like working it out. Like, I feel like you're at peace with this. I feel like you're not, for the most part, it's not like, like Eight of Cups is upright. I don't see you like trying to like hold on to something that's not working. I feel like, again, once you realize you're able to move on from something that doesn't work, you're gonna allow yourself to move on from everything that doesn't work. You're going to be like, wow, that feels really good. It's like you shed a pound, and then you're going to be like, oh, what if I shed 5 pounds? Like, you're going to be like, oh, that feels really, like, that might be a bad way to, like, explain that. Maybe, like, more like if you were wearing, like, a bags of, what are those things? Bags of sand? I never know what I'm trying to say. Like sandbags, right? If you're wearing like pounds and pounds of sandbags on your back, and then you like let go of some of them, or like blocks of cement that you were like just so used to carrying, and you set some of them down, you were like, oh, what if I like also set down the rest of them? You know, like just everything that's like a burden to you on some level that like maybe you didn't realize was such a burden because you were so used to carrying it for so long that, like, I think you're gonna see how much better it feels ultimately to not have to carry that anymore. That you're gonna be like, oh, what else can I, like, also discard? Like, what else can I allow myself to, like, not have to, like, walk around carrying anymore? And I think that's where you're gonna really come into your own in like a very major way that's going to be very pleasantly surprising to you and everybody that knows you. So ultimately, I think this is very exciting. Maybe it doesn't seem as exciting in the moment, but it does seem like very good overall. And I feel like um, mostly it's you shocking everyone else. I don't think that like you're the one who is experiencing this like crazy like situation that you could not have predicted. I think it's other people that are not going to have predicted whatever it is you're about to do. So if you resonated with this, feel free to follow, save it, like it. Go to lunarprophet.com if you want to book a session. But until next time, good luck, Pisces.